Everyone wants to scale ads profitably in 2026, but nobody's able to answer this simple question. How much money do I need to spend to get out my desired return? Ads is getting more expensive and more complex than ever, and this question matters more than ever before. And what does it actually come down to? Financial modeling. In this video, in the next 9 minutes, I'm going to break down the exact financial modeling that we use for our clients and for ourselves to understand how much money we put in the desired return that we're going to get out. So we know exactly if we put in X, we're going to get out Y. No more guesswork, no more fluff, no more BS. And this is coming from somebody who jumps on consulting calls and sales calls with people on a daily basis and gets this question every single day. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. Okay, awesome. Now we're into the actual VSL financial model here. There's going to be a webinar financial model in the description below as well. So don't just think that I'm discounting it. This is just for a VSL financial model. So a couple of things that we're just going to assume as well. We're just going to assume that most of these we're collecting 2K cash per call, and that we're going to assume that we're doing a 2-call process with a 6% show up on the first call, industry average, and then a 75% qualification rate and an 80% show rate based on those qualified calls onto the actual sales call, and an industry average close rate of 30%. This is going to be the same for this one here, and then we can start to change them based on numbers. So let's just jump straight into it, okay? So let's say, for example, we want to put in 5.5K in ad spend, okay? And our cost per call at the very worst that we can tolerate is $150. That means we're going to book 37 calls at a 60% show rate. We're going to have 22 calls on the calendar, and then we're going to have 17 sales calls. 13 of them are going to show, and an industry average closer, we're going to have 4 closes. We're collecting 2K per close. That means we're collecting an average, or actually we're actually collecting $7,920, 4 sales, and a cost per acquisition, so a CAC of $1388.19 or 89. So you have fixed costs, your softwares, your hardwares, all that sort of stuff. If you've office rent, things like that as well. 1K team costs, this can be anything. You can feel free to input this for yourself. We're just going to keep this at 5K. Then your sales commissions then at 15% of an industry average. We'll just say 10% of an industry average. That means your total costs are obviously 12K, which means you're actually losing money, right? So we don't want that to happen. So we know, okay, we need to either increase ad spend or we need to change one of these metrics here, which is the understanding of a doubles game. So if we say, right, let's up the ad budget, let's keep the ad budget at 5,500, okay? Now, we increase our show rate to above industry average at 80%. That means that we go and we actually have a cost per call of $100. Now, we'll keep it at 150 just for argument's sake, so we keep most of the variables the same. So we get 37 calls. That means we actually get 29 people that come in, and then we have actually, keep that at 30%. Then we have 5 sales, which means that we're still negative. So again, let's bump it down. Let's see, our cost per call goes from 150 to 100. We go from 37 to 55 calls. Then we play around with all these numbers, blah, 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 blah. I spoke about it before. Our CAC dropped from $1388 to $694. We have a 2.88 front-end ROAS. We have then obviously a break even, literally breaking even on this as well. And if we use these financial models here as well, based on the first one here, you can see that we're collected dollar per book call of $480. Our cost per qualified sales call is at $333, and our scaling ratio is at 69%. Ideally, what you want is 30% and below for this one to be an industry benchmark to be a scaling metric, okay? The rest of them all depend on you and your business and your numbers, so you can play around with all of these. Now, let's just say we are going to do we can discard these ones here, right? Let's just reset them here to keep everything nice and clean. Okay, let's say that we have a 15K ad spend, okay, in the month. We have a $65 cost per call because we dial in our messaging, we dial in our congruency. We can do best case, worst case, medium case scenarios here, right? We're booking 231 calls at a 60% show rate. We're getting 138, 75% of them are booking calls at 104. We have 83 live calls, and we have a close rate, let's just say 40%, right? We have 33 calls, we're collecting 66K. That means 33 sales and a CAC of $451. That means we're sitting at a front-end ROAS of 4.43 gross ROAS. Then, of course, then we have our sales team costs. Let's just keep that at 10% flat. That means that we are profiting 38K and 2.4K or 2.4x net ROAS. Now, as you can see here, collected dollar per book call is $640, $144 cost per live sales call, and then we have a 22.57% scaling ratio. So what does this actually mean? This means that we're in a scaling zone, right? But again, like I said, this is just a sheer example of the inputs that you put in based on your historical data that you are tracking inside of your numbers, inside of your ad account, inside of your sales team KPIs. You can plug everything into this and it will give you exactly what you need. You can put in, okay, this is what I'd like to spend in my ads based on my historical data, based on my collected dollar per book call, based on my sales team costs, based on my hard costs, and based on everything else in between. I can pull out what my net ROAS is going to be, what my scaling metrics are looking like, and I can also model numerous different ways of doing things. Now you have the exact framework, the exact tool with the link in the description to go and copy paste for yourself and put into your business to know exactly what, if you put in X, you are going to get out Y based on your metrics and your numbers. You don't need to guess anymore. No throwing darts at a dartboard blindfolded. If you like this video, make sure to drop it a like. It means a lot. Make sure to subscribe as well. I can put out more videos like this every single week to give you guys more value on how to scale your business and scale your ads in 2026. See you in the next one.